Hey, I decided to make a quick video to walk you guys through what are the where's V2 at, right? What have we done? What's pending and so on. So I'm gonna go ahead and start from creating a sales order. So compared to last time, we've polished a whole bunch of aspect of the V2, and a lot of bugs have been fixed. So for example, we're gonna go ahead and just say, yep, and then cool. And then I'm gonna go ahead and say job preset. So we've wired up job preset, so that works now. So good on that. And what we've changed is that we've also changed how we're going to be adding a product. So adding a product is plus product right here. Now we pop up a dialog. You just search for the item. So I'm gonna say Gildan 5000 right here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and select the color. Now this is a local host, so the colors are a little bit out of whack. But yeah, so right here, and then now you can just enter the sizes at one go. Now we're still gonna have to work on that. But for example, let's pick another color. I think this color just doesn't have the sizes laid out correctly. All right, so I'm just gonna say I'm gonna add 10 size S, 3 size M, 9 size L, and maybe 2 of this, 1 of that, 1 of that. We'll just do 1 of each. You can also now specify if the item's going to be customer supplied. So if you're doing drop shipping and they're sending their own goods, you can just mark them. So I could say, these extra large sizes, those going to be drop shipped. If you do check vendor stock, we now do live vendor checking, and then we'll put it right in line here. So that way you can see. So for example, let's take here, right? So Washington only has 2. So if you try to enter like 5, it will let you know that you're not going to be able to get it from Washington, but other states are fair game. So we changed the UI experience on that a little bit, and the pricing is right here. So you could just leave it as it is. Use the pricing group to do it. But in this case, if you want to use your negotiated rate, you can do it. And again, like I said, it's localhost and our account is not very good. So that's why you're seeing the discrepancy. When we launch to production, it's you're not going to run into this. Cool. And what I mean by localhost is that when something runs on my computer, I only load a subset of the catalog so that, I don't have to store the entire catalog inventory on my computer. So we're going to go ahead and just say, and the other option is that you could also do add and keep open. So what that will do is just add the items. And then once the item has been added, so it's doing, and it will just keep it open. So then once it's done, you can change the color. So the idea behind it is that if you need to add multiple colors, you could just do it that way. It looks like those checkboxes needs to be cleared. So we'll clear it before we launch. I'll take that out. And then let's just say I want to add 10 of this and 10 of that, and then we're just gonna add and close. Cool. So that's done now. So here you can see this is customer supply. This is not. We're revising the UI a little bit more, so this column will become a pill there. So that's just a minor UI thing. Cool. So and then we can go ahead and just and the other thing is that the dates are not optional, so you could just leave them blank. So let's imagine if this is a quote, there's no production date, there's no start date, there's no due date, there's no ship by date, no enhanced date. We're just going to send them here's a quote. Have a look at it, and if you agree to it, then when you convert it to a sales order, you can then set the due dates. This has been one of the features that many has asked for. We're happy to go through this iteration for that. Now, and I'll quickly cover adding a new job. So adding a new job also changed. So previously you fill up the whole form and then we're going to go ahead and save it. But we realized that that's, if we accidentally click cancel, that's not very nice. So we're going to just go ahead and say example right here. And that will auto save it. So at that point, the job is already created. You can see it's being created. And then you can go ahead and add the service right here. So we'll just do screen printing. Should run. Add that. So that's also getting auto save right now. So that's already saved. and then task is right here. And then the dates, since we didn't set the production date and end date, so we won't be able to figure that out for you. But there you go. So you can now set it if you want to, save it. And we're refining this UI to basically add the assigned users and so on. Oh, and you can actually rearrange the services now. So that's another thing that we did. Let's do plot print. I have no idea. These are just words to me right now. And done. And then we can just go ahead and move that. And that gets saved. So cool. Yeah, the rest is just the same, the file upload production. So not much changes there. And we're going to go ahead and just create. That's right. We need at least one item. So we're going to go ahead and just add a custom line item. So custom line item pops up like this. And then you can just fill it. And then we're going to just add and close. There we go. Create that. So the sales order create now works properly. And the dates are here, so you can change the dates now. So the other big changes we're working on right now is putting in the final touches on edit. So we're going to be, and I'll cover that in another video that should be done soon. But let's take a look at shipment. Now you can also create a shipment whenever you want to. Right. This part, we just had an issue with our backend code. So that but it and I'll show you how that works in a bit. We can try it. So here I can just say, the billing address, the shipping address right there. And the tax, we're just going to go ahead and just do auto tax. Cool. So the calculation here is not wired yet. We'll wire that out soon. This is in grand scheme of all the things that we need to work on. This is the last thing that we'll usually put on. So we'll work on that in a bit. So, and the other thing is when you want to add an item to invoice, it's pretty straightforward. Just select the items that you're interested in and just add it to the invoice, and you can add it from multiple jobs. That's not a problem. Actually, instead of doing it that way, why don't we do this? So we're going to go ahead and add that. We'll add that. We'll add this, but we're only going to add 8 of that. And we'll add this. So I'm going to just say add selected. So that will add the selected one. There we go. Right. And then once it's added, then you can also add the shipping fees if you want to. So that's just a line item now. So you can say it's going to be $10. So you can add another line item. That's another $10. And then you can add a discount, which we can do like either a value discount or a percentage discount. So I can do percentage discount right here. So it's a 10% discount. And add a value discount. So that'll be nice if we stretch it all the way, right? So we will change those little things before we launch. Sorry, it's gonna be $5. Yep, there we go. And the other cool thing is that you could also say if the discount applies to shipping or not. So you can just say yes, it applies to shipping, or no, it doesn't apply to shipping. And then taxable, so whether the line items are taxable or not. Shipping should also have an option to be taxable. Looks like we're missing that. We'll add that. And yeah, you can rearrange the line item in invoice. So if you wanna, for example, if you want to put the discount right underneath what you're discounting, you can go ahead and do that. You could also add a description. So you can say this discount is for that. And you can also add product description. Now, product description tied to a line item. So you need to edit the line item, but we will come up with the UI to make this editor a little bit more smoother. So, but that's not something that we're shooting for this release. So we're probably going to add that after we release V2. It's a minor UI enhancement. It's not like feature. To edit the line items, you can just edit it from there. So I'll show that. So we're going to go ahead and just do this. Now, the shipment works similarly, but looks like we must have broken the top level API. Yeah, we'll fix that. So I couldn't show you that today. And cool. Let's look at this. These are all fine comments. History, like all of those needs to be worked on. Status is right there. Cool. And then messaging. Let's look at messaging right here. So that's messaging. So for messaging, we added a new functionality. So you can now attach files from the order. So right here, these are the previously you've already used this before. But what I mean by that is, just give me 1 second. All right, so let's look at, let me just go ahead and upload a file, right? So we're gonna go ahead and upload a file. It's just a file that I uploaded. All right, and there's a preview on that thing. Yep, we do previews. And right, messages. Sorry about that. Messages. So right here, so we're gonna select it, and then the items now show up here. So you could just say, hey, didn't mean to do that. I am actually talking about this image. So that way you're not keep uploading the same image over and over again. You can send it out, and that sends out the email. So the emails are mostly working. Now we have a few issues with the delivery tracking, but we'll fix that soon. But yeah, this is where we're at. Oh, approval is working. Like I said, these things we'll have to work on it later, but the approvals are there now. We're just gonna say email later. Artwork approval is also there. I think it was working last I checked, but we'll check it again. Right here, request artwork approval. There we go. We'll just say email later. So that creates the approval. You can rearrange the mockup. So this is nothing new. It's already been there before. Edit attached. Yeah, that's just changes this. This is also has been there before. Interesting. That should have been a checkbox, but the UI has changed a little. So, those fit and finish, we can always launch the feature first and then beautify it later. So we're not super worried about that. We want to get the core functionalities out. And then downloads are there. Cool. Yeah. So right now we're putting in the live edit feature of things. So you'll be able to click edit job here. So view job here. Let's go back here. So see, you should be able to remove the job from here. You can duplicate the job. So the UI has transitioned to a position where you can automatically create it, and that will be shared. You can automate. It will auto save every time you make changes. Cool. So that's where we are at V2 right now. It's getting very, very close. Most of the functionalities are there, just minor issues here and there. So we're looking very optimistic. I know we're a few months behind, but we're reaching the finish line very, very soon. Thank you for watching.